All right, I'm recording. Okay, today I had this like epiphany. Now, I went up to the city. I was going up there for a different thing to get a passport, basically. And in between, I just took off on my bicycle and I headed towards the civic center, basically, right? And so this happened like a couple of years ago. I went into I was driving around San Francisco, and it was a Sunday, and I went to the civic center in my van. There was free parking. I said, oh, there's a museum here, the Asian American Museum. And I went in, and I had this epiphany afterwards, right? I had this epiphany. It's this thing that goes like this geography and general happiness. It's this kind of like, Zen-like type of thing. So what I did today, and this was just by chance. So it was like there was no plan to go to any museum. It was not like I was like driven, It was more like I was just wandering and just kind of filling in the spaces, tangents or something like that, sonar, blind sonar, if you will. And so today I went into the, across the street from the Asian American Museum is the Capitol, or the, it's not the Capitol, it's the county building for San Francisco. It's a big gold tower on the top, and it's a really beautiful building. So I went in there, and I hadn't really recognized being in there before. I've been in one of the nearby buildings, and it's beautiful, this big inside dome. It's much more intense from the inside. And then there's this, so I'm going up some stairs, I'm kind of dodging around, there's all kinds of weddings, all kinds of, fancy, beautiful people and everything. And I go way up there, and I'm hanging out there, and, I'm like, yeah, to the Chinese, and when I'm coming in at first, I'm phoning my hat with my left hand, because I'm left-handed, so this is, like, really crazy. And, so anyways, I go into this one section of this county building across in the civic center in San Francisco, and there's these wooden models, okay, and they have they're like a cross section of the building itself, and I've been doing this looking at the like particle physics, not fractals so much, but particle physics and sort of the swirling of atoms, and a little bit of lightning coming down. And so I was inside this building, and I was checking this stuff out, and I was imagining those sort of basically two golden arches. So there's two arches. There's one from Europe that crosses the Atlantic and the Great Divide. This great leap of faith to the West Coast. So Europeans on the West Coast on the left-hand side. And then you have Asians crossing, again, another ocean and a full continent, and landing on the opposite side. And so these are two great arches. One is literally the left hand, and one is the other, and one is the right hand. And you don't want to get that right hand confused, because they'll be smacking you, right? And the left hand, you don't want to like be insulting people with your, driving on the left side of the road, oh boy. So, yeah! So, well, okay, I was excited. I ate too much food. So that was that yeah type thing. Okay. So, it's amazing. You're going to see me on TV. I guess I am a little anxious. Okay, so what I realized is these great arches, basically imagine those arches, and then imagine that they're this great energy, speaking English on the Pacific coast. That's amazing. And then having Asian people on the Atlantic coast, that's amazing, because they're geographic miracles that just weren't possible in ancient history, in ancient, before the steam engine, and now the steam engine is only 150 years ago. So what you have is these two great arches, and what you have is these tiny little ground wires that go off of each one, that go over. I would have this picture of the two arches, and one of them crosses. They both cross the mountain, which is the Great Divide of the east of the Rockies, west of the Rockies. So that's the most important thing, is that they're crossing the mountain. And I'm gonna have to plug in now, and hopefully this will go out. And it's just those ground wires. Those ground wires are the vents, the preventions. Those ground wires are in. It's amazing. Okay, it's just fantastic. Imagine the light. And then when I came out, I looked back at the Civic Center in San Francisco, and I just imagined lightning hitting it. Just and they're sort of like scraping this vent, sucking the poison out. Okay, okay, Kimosabi, suck the poison out. My sister, no. Okay, so you get the the ground. That's it. Okay, the energy requires the ground, and that's Brennan Moriarty, the social vaccine, going to plug in.